could be the next generation.
Right.
But probably not. RuBy's not exactly too old of a player either. He's on Air Force Ace, so obviously, doesn't get as much practice time as the rest of these players. And in his other matchups, other than Zerg, he's actually pretty bad. He's about 38% against Terran and Protoss. But actually, luckily for him, against Zerg, he's 64%. Now, it's only 16 wins, 9 losses, so it's not like a ton of players. But he's taking games off of good players. Decent players. He was in the Lost Saga MSL last time. I remember him losing to, I think it was like Kanata and like Frozian, which of course losing to Frozian is pretty bad. But Kanata's not a bad player. So, it's good for Air Force Ace that he makes it into the Star Leagues. Air Force Ace at least has somebody in the Star Leagues.
Absolutely, and we are going to see a pretty fast gas here. We could see an expansion going out. It could depend on if he decides to scout or not. Either way, we're most likely going to see a mech build going on here by RuBy, which I don't think is a bad idea at all on this map. Obviously, the entire middle of the map is buildable, so if you want to do a hard push towards the mid-late game, you can definitely do that and get turrets up to try to fend off Mutalisks. I'm assuming we saw an overpull. I was not paying attention.
It's just a 12 hatch here.
A 12 hatch.
There it goes down right now on the mini-map.
Right. We've actually been seeing, the overpull or 12 hatch has been extremely common nowadays from Zerg players. You don't see a lot of 9 pulls anymore. We do see a proxy that is instantly scouted. I don't know if RuBy's going to keep doing this or cancel it because...
Well, I noticed that RuBy took his SCVs off gas right after building that factory. So it looks like his plan is just to get the factory and then maybe get a vulture or two. Kind of like what we saw in the last series. It can be pretty effective. But because EffOrt has spotted this so quickly... I think he's going to be able to react appropriately and not put down a third hatchery necessarily, but maybe get a few more Zerglings out just to take care of this.
Now that SCV is 1 away from dying. Oh my god, he's got 5 hit points on there. I don't even know why.
You should just run with that.
Send it back, man. You're fine. I don't know if this is a great idea for RuBy to keep this up. He could very easily, he's early enough in production, he can cancel that and just put a factory down in his base, and it might not be proxy, but he still has the factory. I don't know. Oh, dude, within 5 again. Run! Oh,
it's going to be a double kill!
Double kill! No,
that was close. Almost losing 2 SCVs.
I don't know how smart that... He's lost 1 SCV. 1 SCV has no health and is getting chased by a drone under the disruption web. And, this is fully scouted. Sure, we did see a 12 hatch, meaning the Lings are going to be a little bit slower, but the Lings are still going to be there. And if EffOrt can get, like, a prison around... Oh, look at that timing. Beautiful.
Well, the thing is, I don't think this hurts RuBy too much because, you do need a factory in your tech tree eventually to get, tanks or to move up to science vessels. It's just choosing to get the factory a little bit earlier. So as long as he continues to do Medic Marine like he's probably going to do, or he might do a mech build, but again, I saw him pull SCVs off gas, so I wouldn't think so. But he should be okay. Now, it looks like we are seeing a lair and also a Hydra Den coming up, so this could mean a quick 2-hatch lurkers. That drone goes down, so that's good to even that count there and get away that scout. But we are going to see that EffOrt's going to have, it looks like lurkers coming out pretty soon.
Okay, and he was going to try to trick his vulture through. This map is just great for wonderful mineral hacks, which I don't really know what I have to say about that. Whatever floats your boat. I was wrong, obviously, about the command center. We do see a Hydralisk Den going up, so rather than a Mutalisk build, we're going to see a Lurker build, probably 3-hatch Lurkers is what I'm guessing. I would assume we'll see EffOrt putting down another hatchery fairly quickly here, unless he wants to go 2-hatch Lurkers, which is the cholera build.
Well, it used to be. I don't think he's gonna throw a 3rd hatch up too quick. He's trying to get this tech up quick. He's gonna want those lurkers. A vulture coming in here, doing a little bit of damage, getting a few drones. 2 kills it looks like on that vulture, but because there's already hydras out, which of course EffOrt saw the vultures coming, he already got hydras out, and EffOrt, being a smart player, has adapted. So whether or not he was going to go for 2-hatch lurkers, he smartly adapted and has decided to do that now in response, so he can at least have hydras out. I don't know if he's going to make lurkers or not.
So RuBy is going for a fairly early expansion. Beautiful micro. They didn't show the vulture towards the end. I was going to see how many kills.
4 kills,
Probably
I think.
4 or 5
so
kills.
Still worth it for $75 to get 4 kills.
RuBy is playing well. He's keeping the pressure on EffOrt, and EffOrt hasn't quite. We saw the expansions. Is that what you're pointing out? yeah, the expansion is going up, as I said before, which, like I said, is early, and, you know, that could have been... I mean, I don't know if he was planning for that. He probably was planning for that all along, because that way he can hold EffOrt back in his base a little bit. He is going to lose his Vulture because he's not paying attention to it here. I definitely don't think the game has reset at this point at all. I think that RuBy has the advantage for getting more drone kills with just one Vulture, and obviously he was able to save the factory. And we do see a Spire going up, so those Hydras, we see, I guess you could consider it a tech switch, although the Hydraless Den could have just been there to throw off RuBy, or just to use the Hydras to kill off the Vultures.
This makes me think that EffOrt's thinking that Mech is coming, and Mech isn't coming, so it's kind of unfortunate for him. He has that Overlord there, so he should be able to see the expansion. But, you know, even if he was going Mech, he could still have an expansion at this point. I would think the expansion would tell him, hey, it's Medic Marine, you know, he switched back. But, you know, Mech is pretty common, and certainly I think this is a good map for Siege Tanks, so EffOrt's probably a little worried about Mech. He's obviously got a lot of Hydras out.
He's waiting for, waiting to see. I'm not sure. Does he have Burrow? If he has Burrow, he could be trying to trick those through the minerals using Burrow Trick, which I've seen done, I think, once before on the map.
I think he was trying to squeeze something.
You know what he's going to do? He might try the Burrow Trick with Lurkers, and if that works and he can get a Lurker behind that mineral line, he can do some huge damage there. Yep, that's probably where he's going to try to go, is right over there. All right, there's the third hatchery going out in kind of a distant location, and it might actually get scouted here. We see a Marine going up to the top left. If that gets scouted, that's going to be horrible. Now, I don't know if EffOrt already... Oh, it's scouted. Done. Now we are going to see them burrow on top of each other here, most likely. No? Okay.
He was just hiding them, I guess.
Just a remote location. That would have been awesome. I don't know if you can do that with Lurkers. I've seen it done with Lings. I'm not sure if you can do it with Lurkers or not, so I may have been totally wrong.
I want to say
there.
You can't, but I haven't seen it done, so I'm not as
player, so almost losing a Lurker, stacking some Lurkers on top of each other. Not going to do a lot of damage to the factory because he can just lift off here. It's good to see that EffOrt is getting a third base. I don't know if he already had 3 hatcheries, because that would make more sense for like a 3-hatch Lurker build. Losing a Lurker, that's kind of careless there. That's a little careless on EffOrt's part.
Well, you know, he doesn't really have much of a contain here on RuBy, and I think RuBy is actually in a better position than EffOrt is right now. He's got 2 bases up, fully functional, hasn't been harassed. You know, RuBy was forced to kind of stop at 2 hatcheries because of the quick Vulture that RuBy sent out.